My name is Ella Drzezinski. I'm 17 years old and I'm a teenager during the 2020 coronavirus outbreak.
How did you find out that the coronavirus was an issue? How did you initially feel?
Well, I heard a lot about it through social media and we talked a lot about it in class, and then I didn't really know what to think cuz there was all sorts of information. A lot of people were telling me it was no big deal at all, and then some people were telling me that it was going to be a really big deal, so I didn't really know.
Where were where were you when you found out it was a pandemic? Did the way you feel change?
I think I was just eating dinner and my mom told me, and how serious it was getting, and she was telling me about the doctors and how many people were getting it and stuff. And then so it scared me a little bit, but I didn't really think much more about it. I was just okay.
When you found out school was canceled, how did you feel? Was it scary to think that this could be a serious problem?
I remember that I was in dance class and we were all just dancing and having fun and just doing our normal stuff, and then I remember Mr. Vola came on the loudspeaker, and then Miss Byrne had to go turn the music off, and so I couldn't really hear, but then everybody kind of figured it out. And I just kind of remember being excited because I was oh cool, there'll be more spring break. But I was also well, if school's canceled now, it must be a pretty big deal. So it was kind of a little scary.
What are the what if conversations you and your friends are having? What fears do you have, if any?
My biggest thing right now is that I'm scared that summer won't happen, and we won't be able to do all the stuff that we had planned. Cause I've had a lot of stuff planned out and doing stuff with groups of people, and now we don't know if any of that can happen, and will we still be able to hang out and go on vacation and do normal stuff that we look forward to doing in the summer. And I know Summerfest was already canceled, but will that stuff continue to happen?
How do you and your friends feel about the way the president and the government is handling this pandemic? Be specific in explaining how you feel.
I was disappointed that they had to cancel stuff, but I think it's really necessary, and then the closings and the shelter in place stuffs are really important to flatten the curve and just make it so we can finally get on with everything.
What would you tell your pre-pandemic self?
I would say it's a bigger deal than you thought before, but don't worry so much about it, because I spent a lot of time in the beginning being really worried about cancellations, and I was really disappointed that all my trips were being canceled and stuff. But it's for the best, and it isn't forever, and I've just kind of been thinking it won't last forever, and you'll get to get back and do a lot of stuff that you don't normally get to do, so it's cool.
What do you wish you had known?
I would say that quarantine isn't so bad or scary, and it's nice to have some time apart from everybody else to kind of clear your mind and get back into stuff that you used to and it's you just have to find stuff to keep you busy, I guess.
How do you think you'll look back on this event in 20 years?
I think it'll be kind of not, it'll be cool. Obviously it'll be bad, but it's I can say I survived it and it came out okay, and I can also look back to see how lucky I was that I had food and roof over my head, and we didn't run out of anything, and so yeah.
How do you think this event will change the way our government runs?
I think they'll put some more effort into the CDC, because I remember it was kind of a thing more towards the beginning that the government had underfunded the CDC so much, and now that it's a big issue, it's a problem. And I also think people listen to scientists more, because a lot of times the scientists were saying this is going to get really bad, but nobody wanted to listen. And so now I think they'll have more they'll be more trustworthy, I guess.
Finally, what are other things you would want somebody to know about being a teenager during this time? What are the questions you'd want somebody to ask you?
I would say what are you doing to find purpose? And then what's the best way to keep in contact with friends and loved ones? Is there something that you didn't think you'd miss, but you're missing a lot, something you don't normally doing, but now that you can't do it, you're missing it? And do you miss school? So probably stuff like that.